All right, the time is 7 p.m. I call the November 19th, 2025 Village of Suffern Planning Board meeting to order. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First on the agenda is a sign application for Crave Grill and Lounge. Anybody here for?
Yes.
Please come to the podium and state your name and address for the record.
My name's Tina Saib, and
You gotta talk in the mic.
my name's Tina Saib, and yeah, I submitted a sign for approval for the sign.
Okay, what's the address?
75 Lafayette Ave, Suffern, New York, 10901.
Wonderful. Sure. So where are we with this? The sign is fine. We're just waiting on.
I don't think it's waiting on anything. The issue, it's here for the sign. They have other items that they have to get taken care of in order to get a certificate of use, but the board can review the sign.
All right. By the way, what kind of food?
It's a Pakistani mixed with Indian, Asian fusion.
All right, like that. Good. Any questions about the sign application? No. I think it's conforming. We're all good?
All good.
Do I have a motion to accept the sign application for Crave at 75 Lafayette Avenue? All in favor? A motion?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. McInerney, we have a second.
I'll second.
Mr. Stanbridge, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes. Good luck to you. There's a few other things, talk to the building department. But, yeah, good luck. And when do you plan on opening?
Soon, like within a week or two.
Cool. All right.
Thank you.
Hey, Rich, can you spell the name of the restaurant?
It's Crave, Krave. All right, up next is Suffern WA LLC, 37 Washington Avenue.
You're good?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, you just have to speak into the microphone, that's all. Okay.
That was so quick, that first one, that you caught me off guard, so I wasn't,
No worries.
Good evening, Andrew Featherston, Colliers Engineering and Design, representing 37 Washington Street. I think you're all familiar with the location, the other side of 59, up by the railroad tracks across from what was Avon, now Regeneron. I was one of the engineers that worked on the Avon building back in '02 when that came in. Hi, how are you, Nathan? Good to see you. So the development is a 5-story building, 4 residential stories atop a garage, which will house 242 parking spaces. That's 2 spaces for each unit. There's 121 residential units, 48 one-bedroom, 65 two-bedroom, 8 three-bedroom units. In addition to that, there's 10 spaces that are on Suffern Place. There's no parking places on Washington Street, but there are on Suffern Place against the building that's there today. Those are going to be maintained. We're going to restripe them. The garage for the facility is access.
Those are not your spaces on Suffern Place, right? You're just,
Sorry?
Those are not your spaces on Suffern Place. You're just saying they're available.
Those are public spaces.
Right, they're available for anybody.
They're available for everybody.
Right. Okay.
because we have 2 spaces for each unit as opposed to just 1.5, which the code says. Okay. The garage is accessed from Washington Avenue. That's on the far left of that drawing. Also on the ground floor is the entrance for the lobby, the leasing area, the elevators in the mailroom. There's an area for trash that's stored interior to the building. Trash will be taken out on the north end of the building on the Suffern Place side. There's a new water connection for domestic and fire. That's going to be taken off of the south end of the building on Suffern Place. On the other side of the building, sanitary sewer will discharge to a sewer that's in Washington Street, Washington Avenue. Stormwater has been designed to meet the permit requirements. One thing with this property is that the property as it exists today is got 99% impervious cover between building on the south end of the existing property and what's now open space or open parking areas. Of course, there was another building up in the upper end of the north end that's been that was raised years ago. But the only pervious areas are there's 2 triangles here. They're tree pits, some mulch and 2 trees. That's the only pervious areas on the entire site today. The proposed condition we're going to have vegetation on both sides of the building out on the streetscape. There'll be landscaped areas on Suffern Place. There's going to be what we call stormwater planters. It's one of the devices that's approved in the Stormwater Management Manual for New York State. There'll also be new street trees placed where there are presently are none. Same thing on Washington Street. Washington Avenue, sorry, I keep saying that. We're going to put new street trees on Washington Avenue also.
Speak to the mic.
Speak to the mic, please.
I'm sorry.
It's not getting on the...
Presently, there are no street trees, but for the 2 that are on, that's all right. Yeah. There are only 2 that are on the site down here that I showed you that those are going to be removed and the building's going to be in that place now. There's also landscape strips against the building. Do all new sidewalks, some pavement, pavers. Street lights are going to be installed on both on Suffern Place and also Washington Avenue.
Just before you go further, so it's clear for the board, this is on for purposes of secret. So you still have to get approval from the village board, right? For
Correct.
a zone change. So just to make sure, this is not the site plan review per se. The board's already declared that it is lead agency. So really, maybe if you want to just address where you are in secret,
Sure.
what needs to be done.
Sure. Yeah, the board declared itself lead agency. So what we are looking for tonight is, we're looking for a negative declaration under secret tonight. I think we have preliminary plans. You're shaking your head. I know a part 2 was done by Bonnie. We were not given that. We do not see that. That was what gave us the inkling that this would be a negative declaration, that the fact that was prepared. We see nothing in 3 letters of comments other than some technical things that have to be addressed. So we were looking for that neg deck so that we could go to the village board, get the zone change from CB to TDD, and then come back to your board to finish up site plan.
So just so you know, I did inquire of Nelson Pope based on the same information that you had about the neg deck, but they indicated there were some still outstanding items. But there's a representative here, maybe he can get up and let everybody know what is outstanding.
That'd be helpful.
Want to get up?
Yeah.
Just, if you can state your name for the record when you come up, Scott.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Scott Lawher. I'm a planner with Nelson Pope and Voorhees. So wanted to share that they're just open items that we need additional information. So I will skip to the full EAF Part 2, although there are additional items I'd like to address as well. So there are some highlights. This full EAF Part 2 was dated November 13th. And certainly we're happy to provide additional information to the applicant. Just some highlights to include here. And also to note in Bonnie's memo there is that the boxes in red are a small impact. Does not mean there's going to be any large determination in that fact. So for examples, impact on land with the demolition and ground disturbances with construction would require a stormwater pollution prevention plan, so that would adequately address the drainage. Impact on historic archaeological resources, so in preparation of a stormwater pollution prevention plan and coverage under the state pollutant discharge elimination system, the general permit for construction activities, it does require consultation with the State Historic Preservation Office, so while we do not anticipate that to be an impact, we do ask for the applicant to reach out for a review letter if that has not occurred already. In regards to the impact on energy, we do need to confirm the gross floor area of the building to help determine that impact. In regards to the impact on human health, this connects to another comment I could make later, but additional data is needed in regarding the complete remediation of the site. We would like to see if there's previous environmental site assessment phase 1s, if they evaluated the soils and showed no issues. The phase 1 ESA that we do have from Ramble in 2021, it mentions these previous ESAs, but they did not, they only visually looked at the soil and the sumps. They did not sample for them. In regards to the consistency with community plans, the proposed zoning change for this site to be part of the transit development district will need to be amended. And then as well as with the consistency with community character, the architectural settings provided in the architectural and site plans, they aren't consistent with the character of downtown Suffern. So we'd like to see if there's some more traditional architecture to be completed into that plan. I would also like to note that the applicant has received our engineer's comments that need to be addressed. So I could add to that as well, or I could stop my time temporarily at the moment.
So just in terms of the neg deck, you don't need a SWIP for the neg deck, I'm assuming, right?
So with negative declaration, we would need to know in advance if the village board would like to pursue that so that we can do a resolution. I'd also like to add that we do not expect an environmental impact statement is needed. Just those open items that need to be addressed for us to move forward with neg deck.
So my mic's not on, or I'm not talking about that?
Hello?
So I'm sorry, just one, but you had mentioned a SWIP. I don't think they need to do a SWIP before you do a neg deck, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
We have a SWIP, we submitted one.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay. Okay, so it seems, I mean, it seems like it's close to the finish line. So between now and the next meeting, you might be able to prepare the resolution and the neg deck be ready at the next meeting, which will be in December.
Yeah, correct. And also just addressing, you know, those information as well as additional comments, but happy to coordinate that further.
Can we speak to that for a minute? Because I've been working on that site for 20 years. To think that that Avon building is traditional downtown architecture, I mean, you just got to look across the street to see what the architecture is adjacent to that building. I mean, when that thing was built originally back in 2002, it was out of place. So that is not traditional downtown architecture. Phase 1 was done, and they didn't recommend to do phase 2 or go farther than that. So there's a couple of things here that I don't think should slow the process, that's all.
Well, that sounds like something you could speak to Nelson Pope about, and, you know, again, I don't think that's holding up the neg deck. That's kind of more of a design issue, but, you know, I think for between now and December, you can, you know, button up whatever needs to be buttoned up and perhaps get the neg deck in December.
So you want to see all the comments addressed before the next meeting?
Well, that's for Nelson. Do you want to address that, Scott?
I don't think we have to clear what's needed for the site.
Nathan, you gotta talk into that mic.
I don't know if we have
Turn
to.
the mic towards you.
I just, of those comments, some of the comments were comments for our site plan.
Understood. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know.
You can speak offline.
Get clear.
My suggestion is you speak offline after tonight.
Right, I know, I kind of wanted to just get clear, because my understanding was very minimal comments for the neg deck for seeker, and then We could just get clear what the few comments were for secret purposes.
All right, we'll do that.
I think the other thing to mention is certainly the Part 2 full EAF. We're able to provide that, that I can help you with further information on that. Would you like me to share the other comments to be addressed as well?
Sure, as part of the neg deck, sure.
Yes. So again, in regards to the Phase 1 environmental site assessment that Ramble did in 2021, it mentioned that it did not include sampling, and it was just that it was visually observed but not tested. But they did mention previous ESAs, so we're curious to see if those previous ESAs did address and sample soil. So if that is determined, then that could help solve that concern. Also, as mentioned with, the engineer's comments have been received, so those need to be addressed. So an example there is in regards to drainage. The curbs were depressed along Washington Avenue. They're not much higher than the sidewalks, so our engineers recommend that they mill and repave the portions of Washington Avenue. In regards to the site plan, parking is not shown within the site plan. They're currently part of the architectural set, so we just need those to be transferred and shown in detail for that to be in place. The other thing to mention in regards to New York State Department of Transportation, they have not made a final determination on the traffic impacts. So whatever improvements they may recommend, even if it is signal timing, that would flow into seeker. And it's also customary that negative declaration will include what the DOT requires. And then with that added is the highlights I mentioned with the full environmental assessment Part 2 form. That was just the highlights. There's a couple more things, but certainly in details I'm able to add more to that to the applicant as well.
When there's a rail line adjacent to the site that usually comes with a lot of baggage and other projects I've seen. That's one of your comments, I believe. Can you address that? What do they need to do for the rail?
Yes, so I could follow up on that with Bonnie and get back to you with that question. But yes, that part of the rail is a part of that as well too.
Have you reached out to the railroad?
We have rail engineers on staff, and they're coordinating with Norfolk Southern to see what they need. So we'll address that comment. That came up from New York State DOT. He brought that up, so we're going to address that.
Okay. And could Nelson Pope provide a summary, or at least if you're recommending a negative declaration? All I've seen is a list of comments. It would be good if you could provide an executive summary sort of highlighting what the basis of your recommendation is, just at the beginning or the end.
Yeah, of course. We could definitely provide that to the boards to then move forward with negative declaration, but certainly information needs to be addressed and provided.
Of course.
And then for us to draft up a resolution for then the negative declaration to be provided there.
Okay.
There's no executive summary.
Any questions, anyone else? Yeah, so we're going to adjourn this to December 17th. Hopefully you guys can button everything up. Talk to Nelson Pope, keep us in the loop, and come up back. My question is, you keep mentioning the 10 spots in Suffern Place. You've got adequate parking, 2 spots per unit as is, right?
Yes.
So I'm curious what the mention of the 10 spots in Suffern Place is for.
So that they get it.
Yeah.
There's parking there today. There's no reason to lose it. It could be used by the commercial establishments south on Suffern Place. Could be used by guests.
Okay, all right, yeah, so it's really...
No reason to lose it,
No,
really.
you've got your 2 per, so we're good, okay.
Correct. If I could just ask the clerk, what's our deadline for resubmittal for December 17th meeting?
It should be 2 weeks before.
We have 2 weeks to get everything in and a holiday.
Do you want to do it in January instead? Is that what you're saying?
It's just going to be,
It's too tight.
we'll do the best we can. It would be great to have a summary of items that just pertain to the neg deck. We have to, what we were hoping was planning board, neg deck, village board, and then back to the planning board. gave us a great window of time to address 3 letters from his office, and then address some other things from DOT, so.
So do you want us to adjourn it till December and hopefully you get it in? Otherwise, we'll see you in January.
I think if we could just address the items that the board member was asking for in a summary for NEGDEC, I think we could probably do that.
Yeah, I mean, I think if you speak to Bonnie or Scott tomorrow and narrow down the issues, you're on your way.
Okay, I think we'll do that.
All right,
Okay.
so we have a motion to adjourn this to the December 17th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Byrne, do we have a second?
I'll second it.
Mr. McInerney, all in favor, say aye. Aye. The motion is carried. We'll see you hopefully in December.
Okay, good, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, any miscellaneous business anybody wants to bring up? All right, any old business? Any new business?
Nope.
All right, do we have a motion to schedule the December meeting for December 17, 2025 at 7 p.m.?
I'll make that motion.
Mr. Stanbridge, do we have a second? Mr. Byrne, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion is carried. Do we have a motion to adjourn?
I'll make that motion.
Is that Mr. Stanbridge?
It was
Second?
I'll second it.
Mr. McInerney, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Motion carried, and the meeting is adjourned. We'll see you in December.